Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Supply Shack podcast, where a group of superfans get together and talk the latest episode of Survivor. This week, we're going to be talking about episode 13 or 12, depending on who you're looking at, and Slaying the Survivor Dragon. With me, like always, is Mark, or mostly always, Mark.
Hello, guys. I am finally back, and I'm a little shook. And that's because of the earthquake, not because of this episode.
Did you feel the earthquake this morning?
Oh, yeah.
Are you back in LA?
No, I'm not. No, but we had another separate earthquake here in Taipei, so I felt that one.
Okay.
All right.
I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even know. Also with us is Aaron. Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm good, and unlike Mark or Carol King, I cannot feel the earth move under my feet. Damn it, I missed.
And with us as well is Kim. Kim, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hey, guys.
So this week we got a double boot, and it's not like the Thanksgiving one where it was a 2-hour episode. It's a one single hour with two people going out. There's not a lot to talk about as far as on the actual beach, but I guess that kind of helps us narrow to what we want to talk to today.
Right.
So,
it was a very rushed episode.
Yeah, and like I said, let's hit the week. I think the week before before that, these episodes seem to be oddly paced, and this just can kind of continue that. It's okay. I didn't mind it, but it is what it is.
I don't like that they're doing a final 6 again.
Yeah.
For the finale, but I think it's the process of timing, and I guess nobody was getting medevaced.
I think it's the no medevac, as well as they lost a day at the beginning of the season, and because they went to the first tribal on day 4, not day 3, so they gave them an extra day there. So I don't know if that threw them off. It's only a day, so they could have easily fixed something else earlier. So we'll see what happens. So there is going to be a final 6, and let's just jump to the beginning of this episode. We're back to the end of the previous episode where Will decided to get rid of Zeke, and he's pretty much trying to say explain his reason why. What do y'all think of Will's, I guess, explanation or whatever it was that he was doing?
I thought it was a good explanation, but I thought it was something that he could have saved for Final 3 and not made it a big deal now, because all it did was put a target on his back. He could have voted out Zeke, kept it quiet, and then when he's giving his final speech or he's asked those questions, he can say, these are the moves I made. This is what I did to get me where I am today. I'm the one who flipped on Zeke. I'm the one who did this. But instead, he wanted everybody to know, I'm a big boy. I'm making my moves. I'm setting the ground, and this is why I'm going to win. And I think it was wrong.
Something I forgot to say last week is something that David said about Will. He's like, Will's like trying to take the wheel here, and he's like, he finally got his driver license, and he's taking us for a ride for the first time, and we're all like, oh crap. It was something similar to that. So yeah, Aaron, what did you think?
Oh, Will. Oh, boy. I just thought, please go. Just please go. And was he going on about his resume? Because all through the episode, or what made me, I don't know how to feel about what he said, because really I'm just waiting for him to go. And when they were talking on the beach about how Will can be a threat, I said in the live thread on POS, I just posted, Will is as much as a threat as having chickenpox the second time around. That's how threatening he is. And just get rid of him. I mean, he's going on about building resumes. If you want to build your resume, here, this is what you do, honey. You graduate from high school, you pick your college, and then you go to their career services, and then you can talk about your resume.
I see, but I think that what Will did was okay. Listen, he was a threat because you couldn't trust him. He was going to go from one side to the other side, from one side to the other side. So he was a threat, and he was, I guess, technically building his resume because he's the reason the one side stayed safe because he voted out Zeke. He completely flipped on his alliance. I mean, I'm not a big, huge Will fan, but I will give credit where it's due. And I think that if he kept quiet and low key about his moves, I think he could have made a point in the end.
What do you think, Mark?
One of the few things I have about him is that he tried building his resume about 33 days too late. And then once he did, he put a big giant neon sign on it and just say, "Hey, everybody, look at me! Oh, I made a big move!" And that just, you're basically saying,
Right.
"Here, come vote for me."
That's exactly
You're welcome.
exactly what he did. If he could have kept those moves in the end very low key,
Yep.
he could have made a statement in the end at that, because he's a good speaker. So he could have done it in the end. He should have just stayed quiet.
So
That was
this
scary,
is
but Will.
this is what I think with Will's moves. As far as the resume, yes, I feel like now more than even way more than ever, you kind of have to have you have to show why you deserve to win. It's not just as sometimes, yes, it's part of it is that people are going to have to like you, people have to do this, but you have to show what you did, and we saw that with Aubrey last season. As far as why, I see why he did it. But if you're going to be doing the move that you're making and announcing it that it's because of your resume and that because you want to have moves done for them to vote for you at the end, I think that's a bad move. I don't think you should be announcing it that's the reason why you're making the move, because now you've become someone that you can't be trusted, even though he's already been flip-flopping. But you shouldn't announce that you're only doing these moves because you want a resume.
Exactly.
I agree. I think it's an age thing. Don't get me wrong. I think he's mature for his age. He's a child, and he is far more mature than most 18-year-olds I've ever known. But I think it was just an immaturity thing there, where he didn't know, because kids need everybody to know, look what I did. And I think that's kind of where it played, where he needed to show.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Adam made his moves, I was saying, when he came back and apologized in quotation marks to Taylor and to who else did he apologize to? Jay.
When he voted out Figgy.
Yes, I was saying it's an apology, yes, or whatever. And he's trying to get back on Taylor's side, but he's implanting in them. You know what? I made this move. I got this person out, and they're there because of me. So I feel like he was setting up his resume, but in a different way.
Yeah, and absolutely, Adam is still there because he voted Figgy out.
Yep. So yeah, we right away go to an immunity challenge, and the first immunity challenge that we see is the one where you have to carry the disc on a pole and then on a balance beam and through the poles. And through the wire maze kind of thing. Not really wire maze, but wire thing and so forth. Did you all like this challenge?
I did. I like simplicity sometimes in these challenges, and it was simple, but it still took skill. It wasn't easy, but it was simple. I thought it was a fun challenge. It was really hard for Will, clearly, but
is it because he's too lanky or something like that?
I don't know why this was so hard for him. I mean, I don't think it was easy for Sunday or Hannah either, but it was really hard for Will. I think that he maybe was just putting way too many discs. What he should have done was, when he kept on dropping, he should have just done like 2 at a time and just bolted 2 at a time, because they just kept on dropping. So he should have just done 1 or 2 and then ran. But at least move as fast as he can.
Yeah. Mark?
I like how interesting this challenge is. It's something we haven't quite seen before in Survivor, but it's very well designed. And, the disc having the balancing things in the middle, and also adds that like some sort of like a balance thing when they were rolling it. And so I just thought it was very well designed concept, and I really liked it.
Aaron?
Yeah, it was fairly interesting. I mean, at this point, Survivor's been on the air for a good 16 years, and they're coming to the point where they're just making revisions of revisions of revisions of revisions, and so on and so on and so on. But yeah, it was unique of them going through the little maze there. I mean, it's just bits and pieces of what they've been doing with other challenges and whatnot. And I think the really unique thing or things in this challenge was probably the little wire maze. The poles, they didn't, it was kind of a variation of holding the pole for like an endurance challenge, except it was sort of, sideways. And the whole thing with throwing the discs into that one little slot, like a little piggy bank or whatever, that was kind of cool too.
I feel like they I don't know if this makes sense, but they did a lot of stuff, but kept it simple to the point where it felt like older Survivor challenges. I feel like sometimes the challenges right now they put just so much stuff that it kind of just
you kind of lose focus. You can't concentrate when you're trying to focus on 18 different things at once.
Yeah.
It was simple but not easy. It was. Yeah. I really, really enjoyed the challenge, and it was very close. And I want to get to a point about something. Jay won, but it was close. And then Jay had said something to Adam. Jay said something like, David can't win a contest, something like that. And I'm sitting there like, David was in second place on that one. He was very good on that. He already wanted immunity, and I think he was very close in another challenge. So what is Jay watching that I'm not? Because David is doing good at the challenges now. The first few, not so much. Now, he had a good chance of winning. He almost won the puzzle one, too. So he was really good. I think that he just wasn't getting the throwing of the discs as good as Jay, but I thought David was really good on that, and I didn't understand why Jay mentioned that he's not good at challenges.
As soon as I saw David try to throw the disc or roll the disc in, I was like, "Really? What are you doing? You're right here."
Yeah, he was going way too fast,
and he was like throwing it. I was like, "No, you gotta like spin it like backwards, kind of like, like almost like a bowling ball. You kind of gotta roll it."
Yeah. I believe if he would have just taken a little bit more time, he could actually have gone a lot closer, if not won that challenge.
Maybe the anxiety was setting in for him there. But...
So we go to travel right after this. Do they even show anything on the beach after the challenge?
Yeah, they do.
They did, because Will's ego was getting big, and he was talking about voting out David. But his approach was just wrong. How he went about it just made him look like he was trying to control everything, and that's where they saw where he was gonna flip. He was gonna vote out David this week, and then next week he would have voted out Jay, and then you couldn't trust him, so you just didn't know where he was gonna go, and that's when Adam said to Brett, basically, we have to vote out Will. And then when he went to Hannah, I got Hannah's point. Like, she kind of felt bad. Like, he's the one that saved us last week or, a few days ago. How did we vote him out? But you had to, because he was a threat. You couldn't trust him. And if he kept on doing this, he was going to get to the end. And in the end, he could have used that to win.
Not only that, let's keep in mind that I get Hannah's thing that she didn't want to vote him because he saved him, but he also caused a rock draw by not flipping over. He could have easily flipped over and helped Jessica stay. Of course, that would have. I guess for Hannah, he also saved her at that point because he didn't flip. And I don't know if you heard the one of his exit interviews, but he says he was about to flip, but he thought that Jessica would have flipped and he didn't have to. So he could have made a flip. Either Hannah or what was it, Zeke at that time?
Yes.
Was going to go. So we could have still had Jessica, and that's one of the things that I can't forgive him for because I would have rather have Jessica here at the end.
Well, the other thing that was showing that he was just getting way too cocky about it. At one point in one confessional, he was saying, "I'm the one who's calling all the shots now." Really? You're calling all the shots? Bye bye.
He's calling the shots that other people already had in mind, and he's a threat not in a sort of he's gonna win in the end kind of way. He's a threat in the form of he's a threat to your plans kind of way. You know, and that's dangerous too. That if somebody's doing stuff, somebody's flipping around so much that it's gonna threaten your own plans to get to the end, you have to get rid of that kind of a threat as well. So.
Yeah, someone had on one of the chats that I'm in, they were like, Will's real dangerous, better take him out. I'm like, well, is he really dangerous? Like, yes, he's dangerous because he might screw you up. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, other than that, if everyone just says, you know what, let's just get rid of this guy because he's going to screw us all over. But at the same time, the way he was talking was more like, I'm the mastermind, and he's not the mastermind.
But here, I don't think he was a mastermind at all. But in the end, I think Will could have beat Ken.
Yeah, because Ken is rubbing people the wrong way, and I think anybody who's talked about him in their exit interviews, kind of, they like Ken, but they don't like his way of talking to people. Yeah, I get that he wants to be, like, let's say, proper and all that, but there's a way to talk to people and ask them to talk to you that way. But when you're being so adamant about how you want people to talk to you, and you get upset at people if they don't talk to you a certain way, you rub people the wrong way, and they don't like you.
Plus, Ken doesn't make moves. Ken makes no moves.
Ken doesn't do anything. I mean, Ken is loyal to David, though. That's his loyalty. His loyalty is 100% to David.
Do you think it's going to be a reverse Tocantins? JT and Steven?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We can talk about it later who is.
So,
with Ken, with Will, I don't know if he had. I mean, I said before that he's about as threatening as chickenpox the second time around, but that's probably because that we haven't. I mean, he just didn't jump into the picture or whatnot. I don't think we knew enough about him to know whether or not he was a threat or to win or get jury votes. But just hearing how cocky he was towards the end of his confessionals. Yeah, I don't think he wins.
Yeah, I mean, Will's the one that gets voted out in this tribal. But one thing that I realized is that last night when they released the Ponderosa videos, they didn't release Will's video right away. They released Sundays, but it took them a couple of hours, I think, to release Will's. They probably forgot about him or something. And in his Ponderosa video, he was like talking about his resume, of course, but he was also like, I think at the end I started making moves and people respected that, and it was my moves that ended up getting me voted out. Like, no, not really.
Yeah. And I like how they were all lying to him.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I also think he's a kid. We're forgetting that he's only 18. This kid is still in high school.
Yeah.
True.
And just to throw it in there, Zeke was talking to him, and he was upset that he's the one that voted him out, right? So Zeke was like, will you at least let me take you to prom? And he's like, no, I already have a prom.
Oh, yeah, when they were laying in the hammock, y'all.
Yeah.
Just laying in the hammock, you know.
I thought that was funny. Anything else to add about the tribal?
No, we just really jumped right into the next immunity challenge.
Yeah.
And this one I really liked.
Yeah, this is another one. This one had a little bit more of what's it called? I guess complexity to it, but I really liked the way it was designed.
I thought it was great too. I thought it was definitely cool, and I can tell you this: it would have been really hard for me because I have ADD. And it would have been really hard for me because I would only let the ball get halfway down, and I would have stood there and I would have waited, and then I would have thrown it back up, and then I would have went back to the puzzle, because all I would have thought about the whole time by that puzzle is the ball's gonna hit, the ball's gonna hit, the ball's gonna hit, the ball's gonna hit, and I would have lost.
Yeah, I didn't get the thing at first when Jeff was describing the challenge, and I thought, wait, if the ball drops, then that means they're at, wait, so when the ball drops, they're done. But then I just thought, okay, just watch how it plays out. Oh, when it drops down the loop and the ramp, they can't move at all. So it was kind of like, in a way, the final immunity and token chains combined with just the traditional survivor puzzle. And I saw that it was called the challenge. They called it, and bless the Dream Team, they called it Pinball Wizard.
Yeah, well, even Jeff kind of said it was a pinball, and I was talking about this. I was describing. I was like, "Oh man, I love this challenge. I just love the way it's playing out. And I wouldn't love it if I was out there. I'd probably get that ball and just throw it into the trees and stuff."
However, can I
go ahead?
The thing that was bugging me through the whole challenge, I really would have enjoyed this if Jeff had shut his mouth. Like, he was just going on and on about how it's going to go slowly down a ramp. Shut up. I mean, if he had just went, all right, David seems like he's got something going. Okay, Ken looks like he's got something
Do you know how
going.
boring that would make it on TV, though?
Yeah.
It would be boring TV. He has to be like theatrical because that's what we want to see. That's why they play the music. I mean,
we need to have a new audio track on the DVDs when these come out on DVD. They get rid of Jeff.
Well, see, the way he used to do it before in the first couple of seasons, he didn't do that, and I remember going back I didn't really start rewatching the seasons until. I don't even remember what season I started watching it. It was not too long ago. And since then, I've rewatched them a couple of times. But when I went back, I'm like, man, I do not remember the challenges like just being so dull. I liked what they're doing in the challenges, but there was no commentary by Jeff. And it wasn't until I think it was Marques's where he first started to kind of talk during the challenges.
I seem to remember Africa. He slowly went into doing it, like
I remember him doing it during the individual, but not during the tribal.
Whole thing. The one when he did the whole the hoop, the thing in the basket, try to jump on the wooden plank, and then boom, it goes into the hoop, sort of a thing in Africa. Mm-hmm. That one, Jeff, I think he was growing into the host that he is now, and he was starting to use things that he used in Rock and Roll Jeopardy. Having seen a few episodes, he would usually say when somebody came in Jeopardy, when you're in a negative, you're considered to be out of the hole. So he would just say, "So-and-so, welcome to the game. Kelly Goldsmith makes a goal. Kelly, welcome to the game." So he was sort of growing, I think.
Now let's also keep in mind that him talking also gets on the players' nerves, and it kind of gets them all irritated because more than one person has said that they've told him to shut up during the episode, and I don't think they've only shown it once where they say shut up or whatever. So I feel like it also plays with the contestants, and I don't mind that. I actually like it. One thing that a lot of people were kind of complaining about, and I don't get why they're complaining about it, was the whole Adam helping Ken win the challenge by telling him go back to the pinball thing.
It was best for Adam's game. I mean,
exactly.
He needed to flush Jay's idol, and that was it. David was very close too, but I really think he did it to help to stop Jay, and not as much as to stop David. He needed to flush that idol, and I agree. He had to be flushed.
But here's the thing with how somebody would not like it. Not only are you, not only are you not getting immunity for yourself, but I mean, if you figure out you can't win this, more power to you. You could do whatever you want, but you're also giving the idea. You're also showing the other players. I mean, even though it's your game and whatnot, like this is Monica's turn and whatnot, or whatever. it's just that you're showing that, and like the other players are probably not going to like. You're not going to appreciate what you're doing.
I agree with you that I mean, was it great for so much Adam's game?
I mean, Jay was pissed.
It wasn't great, but then he convinced Jay it was to stop David. You know, he convinced Jay it was to stop David from winning because he said David was real close. David was close. David was as close as Jay. But yes, but nobody else spoke about it. But Jay, nobody else said anything. Like, I didn't hear anyone on the island say, what the heck did Adam do? Nobody said a word unless they just,
Not even
I don't know.
tribal.
Cut it out.
Nothing. Nobody said anything other. I think it was because everybody wanted Jay out at the time, but then they just flipped on Sunday.
Well, here's the thing, because someone on previously on Survivor Facebook group was like, "Isn't that illegal?" Well, first of all, no, it's not illegal. It's you're not gonna get arrested for it, but it's not against the rules because
Jeff
as long
wasn't
as
helping him.
yeah, well, it's not like you're actually going over there and doing the puzzle for him. You're not actually going over there and getting the ball for him. You're just letting him know. We've seen it in past seasons. We have seen it in past seasons where players will help each other. We saw it with Michaela helping the other team this season. There's nothing against the rules with that, as long as you're not going there and physically doing it for them.
Yeah, it's your own game. You can screw it up or you can make it better.
And when Ken won, because first Ken didn't have it because he couldn't spell millennial.
He was playing like
Millennials. And then he said the lack of eating made him not know how to spell. I'm like, it's a good thing he's pretty because he's not that bright.
Okay, so Ken wins the challenge because Adam helps make sure he doesn't fall. Jay is really upset. We go back to the beach for a little bit, and we see the whole number thing starting to go, trying to figure out who's going to go home, who's not going to go home. And Adam really wants David to go home. Let's each put ourselves in Adam's shoe, I guess. Who would you target at that tribal council?
Jay. Well, Jay had the idols, so David. Because listen, I want David to win, but if I'm Adam, I'm gonna go after David or Jay. And Jay had the idol, so you have to go after David. But I might have made Jay feel safe, and then not have him use the idol, and then vote him out, because Adam told him to use the idol, even though Adam knew that he wasn't gonna have the votes to vote him out. He just wanted to flush it.
Yeah, well, if they would have all voted for Jay almost didn't use his idol. So if they would have just voted for him without making it too obvious that they were going to try to make him use it, they might have been able to get him out. But what do you think, Aaron?
In terms of the strategy talking or whatever, with Adam, it's understandable he would want David out. As with the other side with Hannah, I think Hannah made some really, really good points. Even though some people, I think, were going, what the hell? But she was actually making some good points that in voting against Sunday, while she is, if she's taken to the end, she probably wouldn't get any votes. That means she would stay loyal to whoever she's staying loyal to.
I don't think you can't count Sunday not getting votes. At the end of the day, you can't count out bitter juries anymore. And I would have also gotten rid of Sunday, because I would have thought, what if there's a bitter jury in the end and they hand Sunday the game because they're mad at this person for lying? So, at the end, these people who are left have all lied and played the game. So there's really no one to be other than Ken, who hasn't done really anything. But I like Ken. I don't think he's horrible. He just is the least deserving. They all have done things. So in the end, they're really, if Ken is gone, there really can't be a better jury.
Well, let's keep in mind that if you're trying to get to the end, right, and you're not sure you might win that final immunity, you have to try to make it into the final 3. If someone is going to be for sure taking Sunday, that means there's only one spot left, and you want to get rid of that spot.
Right.
You want to open that spot up for you to be in there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would have voted out Sunday based on those things.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gone on Sunday because she bores me. But I love her Fargo accent.
Mark?
Am I the only person that thought this was crazy?
No. I would have voted out David but nobody was voting David out. Adam didn't have the votes. Hannah was not voting David out. And neither was Ken. So Ken and Ken were not voting David out. So I think that Adam was scared to flip on Ken and Hannah, because if he would have voted out David, then they would have went up against him, teamed up with Brett, and they would have went after Adam and Jay.
Yep.
For Adam's game, he had to vote out Sunday.
When I say the whole thing about voting Sunday is a good thing, I'm right there. I'm putting myself in Hannah's shoes. I think that's perfect for her game.
100%, because instead of taking Sunday, now they're taking Hannah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Now, Adam was great. For his game, David would have been the perfect... David or Jay, either one of them. Because right now, for him, he feels like they're the only two that can beat him. Now, I feel David is doing a lot more stuff that we're not seeing on camera for everybody to be saying that David's dangerous to go to the end. He has to be liked by almost everybody there, even if we don't see it. They're not showing it to us. There's got to be something for everybody to say David's going to make it to the end and win it. More than just the whole growth part, as far as being so awkward at the beginning and having this growth to the end. Like Kim, you said it. You didn't like him at the beginning very much, but you've grown to love him now.
I love David. I adore him, and I really, really hope he wins. But let me say, if he lost to Jay, I'd be upset that he lost to Jay. I'd be like, oh, I really wanted David to win. But I wouldn't be like, this is bullcrap. It's a better jury, because Jay has done great things, and so has Adam. That all three of them equally deserve to win the same. Followed by Hannah, Brett, Ken. Hannah's above Brett for me. I really don't know what Brett has done, to be honest.
He's come out of the closet to one guy.
Yeah, that's not going to get him.
Now, and he's hiding the fact that he's a policeman and is now a funeral director, which I completely forgot about until last night.
I forgot about it too, to be honest, because
that's his whole character this season.
I wouldn't think that he was a cop, because he's not picking up on things. He's really not picking up on anything. He doesn't even know when he's blindsided. I mean, every tribal council goes really against what he's wanted.
They need free-flowing booze over at the camp.
So let's bring up something real quick here. In this
oh yes,
tribal,
we have a very touching moment.
Before
tribal.
Yeah.
Best moment of the night.
It was the best. It was one of the best moments in
the season.
In a lot of the
season.
Yeah. It was touching. Both those tears were very real.
Mm-hmm.
It was heartfelt. It was hard to watch, because one, you know that Adam doesn't even have his mother anymore, and you're sitting here and you're seeing these pain of these boys who love their mother. And it made me love Jay that much more when you saw like how he bonded with Adam, with the pain of not knowing how long you're going to have your mom. And it was a great moment for me.
Same exact thoughts.
Yeah, and just keep in mind that Jay doesn't dislike Adam. he said they've been at each other's throats since the beginning, but it's not that they hate each other. It's just that they're up against each other. And he even said we're the yin yang to each other. You know, they're the yin to the yang.
Yeah, I'm not hashtagging that.
So yeah, they don't hate each other. So I feel Adam's only way to make it to the final is with Jay.
With Jay, what really impressed me about that moment, it's more what Kim said, but what really touched me was that the way Jay reacted to Adam's tragedy. Like, obviously, we know how Adam's going to react to it because it's his mom, but that they've only known each other for, some 30 days is really not all that much to know somebody. I mean, 10 years, compared to about 10 years or 2 decades or whatnot. But just to see that Jay and his reaction, that he started crying over his tragedy. I mean, he can't say that he made that up or he was putting on his back acting skills. That was genuine emotion. And there is a secret scene up online where he gives a confessional and he starts tearing up again about Adam's mother. So I think he's genuine, which, good for you.
I think he's real genuine too. And voting Piggy out is what helped Adam, and Taylor leaving is what helped Jay.
Yes. Well, even just getting split up from him in the tribal switch up.
They're very different people. Mm-hmm. They're very, very different. I don't think that they're much alike, to be honest.
Good night.
Okay, guys. So we see Sunday get voted off in the second episode.
Yes, happy.
Her Ponderosa video was interesting. Jessica was
when did that happen?
Yeah, Jessica was pissed at Sunday. Sunday gets to Ponderosa, and everyone says hi to her, but Jessica even says, "I'm not going to talk to her. I'm never going to talk to her again." And later on, they kind of do talk it out, and they actually become pretty good friends. But I think Jessica was hurt more by Sunday because they were helping each other out, and she never felt that she had Sunday's trust once Sunday tried to get her. She
didn't because Sunday is Nicole's mom.
Yeah.
It is. They're just, like I said, I never found much very likable about Sunday. She could be a wonderful person. I don't know anything about her. But her loyalty was only to the guys. She was very loyal to Jay, which didn't really help Sunday's game. I mean, to be honest, I think if Jessica was still there, Sunday would still be there. So
the thing
I
is,
think Jessica leaving also hurt Sunday's game. Because
Go
ahead.
I think it's a bigger, with the whole Ponderosa thing, I think it's a great display of it goes two ways. One is that with Sunday, it shows that we really did not, it's on two parts. With Sunday, in terms of, why would Jessica, the only hint that we got out of that was one of the few confessionals Sunday ever got, which was that, I think Jessica needs to go home. Okay, well, that's all fine and dandy, but, you get a confessional, and that's who you want to go. But we didn't see too much in the game aside from that as to why they would have been angry at each other. Then again, I think Sunday, it goes both ways. If it's production's fault because they didn't edit Sunday very well, or it's Sunday's fault and that she just wasn't. I'm sure she's nice in person and whatnot, but as TV, she's kind of putting me to sleep.
But you know what? Sometimes I think you can get a bad edit. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you can only edit what you show. And like I said, Sunday could be a wonderful church-going, baking, Betty Crocker, Stepford wife. She could be all of that. But she didn't come across to me very friendly to the women of the show. She didn't. She was out for Jessica. For no reason, she wanted Jessica gone. And Jessica's gone, in part because of Sunday. And now Sunday is gone. So I hope she's happy, because I do believe if Jessica was still there, Sunday would still be there. Because I think they would have flipped on Jessica again. So what would have happened was, I think that Will would have went still. So I think Will would have went first. So if Zeke went, then Will went. I think it would have been Jessica, or would have been Jessica after Zeke, whatever. I think that in part it hurt Sunday's game. You always keep that threat in front of you.
I don't know. I think Sunday she had, looking into the cast and when the cast was announced, Sunday sounded like she could have been. I mean, if things had, I mean, it's the same thing with every contestant. You're either going to be a big character and go far, or you're not going to be a big character. You're going to struggle and you're going to go early. I mean, with her, she could have been, she's sort of the religious mom type youth pastor, cancer survivor, and she sounds like she's got a lot of things. I mean, she sounds like she's got a cool backstory to her life and whatnot. So I was thinking, if things go her way, maybe she becomes Lisa Whelchel. But if she goes early, then maybe she's Leslie from China.
Yeah,
And
I thought she was going to get voted out first.
Was she any? In the end, was she any of them?
No, she was. No,
we really don't know who she is.
She didn't really do anything. She was more like Chrissy from Survivor Australia, or that's who she was. She didn't do anything. She just did as she was told, and that was it.
Character.
Mark?
No, Chrissy was a great character.
Chrissy had more of a personality than Sunday. Yeah. She did. She was a little bit more awkward and stuff like that. She definitely had more of a personality. I don't think they had much to film with Sunday. I think that she only stayed with certain people. She only talked to certain people. And they really don't ever show beach life. So it's really hard to do some character development. I mean, other than you saw how much David has.
Okay, so Sunday's gone. We're going into the final episode with 6 people. 3 Gen Xers and 3 Millennials. As far as who do you want to win? Let's do that. Let's do 2 things. Who do you think is gonna win, and who do you want to win? Aaron.
Who I would like to win. Obviously, been rooting for him since even before the season began. Rather, I would be very happy with the David win. However, I'm feeling that it's going more towards a Jay win.
Mark?
So yeah, David, I would like to see win. Because easily one of the best characters of the season. But I feel that Jay's going to win, even though he wasn't that much of a character as David. So,
Mark,
I want Adam to win. And mind you, he held all that emotion inside of him while he was making all those moves, while he was playing the game, and he didn't really let all that, inner turmoil really show during the game while he's talking with others and things like that and making moves. I think that's commendable. I think, and who I think is going to win, David.
Kim.
Well, of course, I want David to win. Just everything about him, his growth with his personality, his skills on the challenges, everything has just blossomed. I mean, if you put episode 1 and episode 13 in front of and watch them, you would think, where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
That alone, he just had so much growth. I want David to win. I think I'm going to say 2 people. I think either Adam or David will win.
I want David to win, of course. I think that's a given for me the way I've been talking to him about the last couple of weeks. But I feel like Jay might take it. I would say Adam takes it, if not for people had already been seeing him as kind of a squirmy kind of person. I'm sure he's not a bad person. I'm sure he's a great guy, because I've seen him post on Twitter, and he doesn't seem like someone that is a bad person. But I feel like his gameplay helped and hurt him most of the season, and we all saw it from us. We all thought he was doing so great at the beginning of the season. Towards the middle of the season, we all were like, what is he doing? He's making the bad moves, and he's kind of gotten us back a little bit more the last couple of weeks, but I don't think the people, the jury's going to see that way. I think they might continue to see him as a squirmy guy, and he might, if he doesn't make it to the end, he might need to pull out the my mom has cancer card to try to get votes.
No, we're saving it for that.
Yeah, and if it becomes between Jay and Adam, and he pulls that out, I can't see Jay winning that.
It's really hard if it comes to that, because I would like to get to the final three scenario. I guess we could do this in the after show, or we can do it right now. I would like to know, in each of the scenarios, who do we think is going to win?
But before we go there, I wanted to ask: do you think Taylor will still hold resentment and bitterness towards Adam if he's in the final three because Adam voted out Figgy? Will he be over that by now, or is he still going to hold on to you voted out my girlfriend, even though I have a girlfriend back at home?
I don't know. Taylor is kind of hard to. Yeah, Taylor's hard to pin down. He does seem a lot more mature when he talks to people, but I don't know.
Do you know what? Not to interrupt. You know what would help Adam's game is Jay on jury. Just saying.
Yeah.
If Jay goes around and says, "Yo, dudes, his mom has cancer."
Yeah.
Adam.
Taylor wasn't all there when he was playing the game, and I don't think him being on the jury would be that's not a good thing for Adam, because
the thing is that right now he seems a lot cooler on Ponderosa videos. He doesn't seem the same guy as he was during the game. So we'll go ahead and leave it there. I can't wait for next week. Final 6. I wish it was Final 5 right now. So
yeah.
3. But it is what it is. We'll see what the legacy advantage is. We'll see who pulls it out, and hopefully we get a satisfying winner. I don't think any of these people are hated or anything. If any one of them win, I think most of the community might be okay with it.
The only one I'd probably be a little disappointed, like I said, is Ken or Brett. I'd even be okay if Hannah won, even though I think the others played better. Again, it's on I guess, in the final 3.
So, yeah. Okay, so we'll get with you guys next time. Everybody's Twitter handle is on the screen. Now, I just wanted to bring something up real quick. Guys, if you guys like what we're doing, give us a like, give us a subscribe, let us know how you feel.
Comment.
I normally don't want to ask for likes, ask for comments like that. Unfortunately, YouTube changed their way of showing and featuring videos. Recently, we were actually getting featured by Ponderosa videos and by Survivor CBS videos.
That's awesome.
That actually changed. Yeah, that actually changed the last week or so when YouTube started to change things. So now we need to actually ask for likes, comments, and subscriptions. So unfortunately, so you guys like it? Let us know what you're talking about.
I can see us having a Jerry Lewis telephone right now.
There you go.
The phones are ringing.
Thumb us, please.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, like I said, everybody's Twitter handle on the screen. Get to us. Everybody talks Survivor all the time, and probably other TV shows. And we'll see you guys next week.